Sales is really just about conviction. So if you actually believe in what you're doing, you can actually help someone make more money. When I was 19, I was at basic training for the Army, and my friend actually showed me like day trading on his cell phone. And this was kind of my first introduction to internet money. So I go from there and I'm trying pretty much every business opportunity under the sun: drop shipping, affiliate marketing, crypto, day trading, blogging. You name it, I've done it. And then from there, I quickly realized that I'm a little introvert. I play video games. I've had a blog. I did marketing in college, and I've done a little bit of writing. I've actually been on Twitter since 2011. So when I chose copywriting, I probably had like $2,000 to my name. It was a challenging time, but I'm the kind of person that I always knew that I would make more money. Like I always had that mindset. I bought a course back then, it was like $50 a month, and it kind of taught me the ins and outs of the ghostwriting thing. It gave me an offer. And after I signed my first client for $1,000 and I found a second one for $1,000, I reinvested all $2,000 into a bigger course that cost me $2,000 per month. So it was actually a $12,000 course.
Nice.
So I spent all of my money that I didn't have, and it came back, and I had signed a $3,000 per month client. So now $2,000 a month course, $3,000 a month client. I had like just enough money to live. My first ever clients were from Upwork. From there, I always say you have to kind of stack your case studies and stack your testimonials. So I took that job and used it as social proof for my Twitter DMs. And I was sending out 100, 200 DMs a day. Had it all in my Notion, following up. And that took about a few weeks before I kind of really landed some interest, and I was able to sign my first 1K a month client. I didn't get the best results at the time, but what I did get was he sent me a message and it said like, I got 7 free trial subscribers. And I was like, got testimonial.
Yeah.
So then I'm using that in my DMs to other software founders. And eventually I landed my first 3K a month client, which was a big deal for me. And that was a coach, and we crushed it for him. This was the first time I really crushed it for someone, viral every week. And not only that, what I realized is it drove sales. And I was like, okay, he's paying me 3K a month, and this thread probably made him like 20, 30K. So it's like, okay, well, he just made enough money to pay me for 10 months. So from there, it was like referrals and inbound. I just focused on getting my clients good results. So the referrals would come in. My audience was building at the time. I think at the time I was going 3K, 5K followers. I think I had 10K followers after like 8 months in business. And then from there, it's just been compounding ever since. This is what I was doing. And this is also what I actually have clients do, or their teams. It's cold, warm, and hot. Like I said, I was sending 100 to 200 cold DMs a day. So that's number one. And that's really just saying, hey, giving them a compliment based on checking out their profile, giving them your offer, and then saying, hey, if you're interested, let me know. If not, you're good, don't even answer. You don't want to be kind of too pushy. And then what's called warm DMs, it's just essentially DMing people who are following you, engaging with your content, etc. It all starts with kind of creating content on your Twitter. You always want to practice what you preach. Yeah. And then what's called hot DMs, which is the people who are already interested. They're DMing you first. They're saying, hey, I'm interested, right? So using those three and having a happy balance, that's how you can really accelerate the clients that you land. So it all starts with making content, sending cold and warm DMs, and getting the inbound leads. And it compounds very fast, like 100 DMs, 200 DMs a day, 2 to 3 tweets a day, including like a thread, and you're golden from there.
So you're doing well. You got like $10,000, $15,000 a month, and then you go to $50,000 a month. How did you do that?
Yeah, so it's really 2 big things. Number one is having kind of a mindset shift from tactic hunting to actually implementing. So tactic hunting, especially what we just talked about, would be you're trying to plan out, what am I gonna write? How am I gonna send DMs? What's gonna be my script? The implementing is actually going out and doing it. And doing it not just once, not just for a week, but for 6 months, 12 months straight, and doing it every single day. That's the implementing piece that really helps it compound, because in the back end, you're actually delivering your servicing. Like I said, getting referrals and getting leads inbound, but then also doing the outbound. And when you combine those, you kind of create a flywheel. And then honestly, after 10, 20K a month, I'd say every business has kind of a different point where you have to ask yourself, do I want to be a solopreneur or do I want to be an entrepreneur? And that's when I decided to start hiring team members and building a real business under a real business name. Now we're doing about 70K a month and our margins are about 60%. We have 2 senior writers, 1 junior writer. I have an ops manager who was my real employee number 1. She was my assistant, now my ops manager. And then I have a sales representative as well. So a team of 5, 6 if you include me.
All right, well, let's talk about building a good team, how to hire good people so that you don't have to work on the business all day.
Right. So what I did is I put out a tweet, I'm looking for my first writer to join the team and help me out. And I essentially gave 4 or 5 different people a prompt. And I was like, write a thread, write a Twitter thread. And I just picked the best one. And then from there, I'm like, you're on board. I also kind of picked the person who vibed with me the best from a culture perspective. So who am I going to vibe with? Who actually has the talent, and really thinking of them as a partner, not an employee.
All right, let's talk about tools. What tools do you use to run this business?
Yeah, so I use all the basic stuff, obviously, Google Docs, Google Sheets. But further than that, I use Canva for design. We use Twitter, of course. We use Hemingway, is a really great app that'll actually help you with your writing. It'll show you which level grade you're writing at and help you dumb it down and make it simpler. We use a tool called Hype Fury to go and schedule all of the tweets, and we can schedule them there for clients. And you can actually have client account access without actually being in the client's account. And then we also use Notion, which is where we have kind of our company dashboards, CRMs, client hubs, everything like that. So I'd say those are really the main tools.
All right, let's talk about competition. Starting a ghostwriting business is seemingly easy. How do you differentiate from your competitors?
When I started, the main thing that people were talking about in ghostwriting is you're gonna get people followers. And then I quickly realized there's a much better way to do it. If I just make somebody more money than they pay me, then I'll have a client forever. So I differentiated my offer to, I'll help you not only grow on Twitter, but the growth is more of a byproduct. I'm actually gonna help you monetize with Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's a done for you monetization service. If you just learn business principles and then you learn writing, you can kind of offer that to anybody.
Yeah. So a lot of people love the idea of ghostwriting, can kind of sit behind your computer and write for a living. How would you recommend someone get started with ghostwriting?
Yeah, so there's really two ways to do it. There's the I have no money way and there's the I have money way. The I have no money way is actually go on Twitter and be a user, start to follow people that are going viral and follow people that are actually writing great content, study what they're doing, do it for yourself, use yourself as the case study, and then use that to do the DMs. The paid way would be to buy a course. And I always say this, when you buy a course, just copy exactly what they tell you. The most important thing is to do it yourself and actually build yourself a bit of a personal brand, because what I quickly found out is if I was reaching out to somebody with more followers than me, they'd be like, well, I have more followers than you. Why would I hire you? So you have to do it for yourself, and then you can do it for other people.
Yeah.